Yes, so good day and welcome once again to the talk. It's always a pleasure being here. As a matter of fact, I'm always happy to be here. Now I'm gonna talk about relationship. Or let's say relationships. Now most of us wonder why our relationship don't last. Sometimes it could be your fault. Sometimes it don't have to be your fault. It could be the other person's fault. Sometimes and most of the times it usually be both of your faults. Why? Because most of the times you all don't have a clear knowledge or wisdom about what relationship is all about. As a matter of fact, most of you doesn't have a clue what love is all about in the first place. But let us talk about the knowledge. You know, the old folks had it correct on many counts because they didn't want you to jump in a relationship instantly, even now. You know, they don't want you to jump in a relationship. So, what they do, if you are in love with somebody, or so called in love, or you are interested in a person, and your parents and the other person's parent is aware of it, and then they approve of the relationship, you don't go about just going about having sex with a person and jumping in marriage and relationship. What happened? You quote the person, and quoting the person means not trying to convince the person, not trying to woo the person. You go through this process. You go through the process of getting to know each other. That is what you do. You try to get to know the person try to get to know you. So you know exactly when the person make that final decision to be in a relationship with you. They want to take it a step further, then they have a clear knowledge who they are getting into a relationship with. Now, in olden times, that is times before us, people used to marry to other people in the form of an arrangement. You don't know the person don't know you, but the two people trust their parents, okay, to get the right person for them, because you wouldn't ask your father for a fish and he give you a stone. Likewise, your mom. So they will get the right person, and they get the person based on, first of all, the God they worship, the Elohim, the deity in which they worship. Okay, so that was very, very much important, because if you meet somebody who doesn't worship the same Elohim as you, then the olden folks back in the day know that you are unequally yoked, and they might even call you a heathen or something of the nature. So they would not want their children to get married with such a person. Now, every time somebody get married, every time somebody get themselves in a relationship, even back in the day, is to carry on the tradition of the life the people live in relation to the ancestors and the upbringing and everything. That is a fact. Now, there is a lot of people who carry on traditions of Catholic business, maybe Seventh-day Adventist business, maybe Pentecostal, whatever they do. But even now, they will tell you, okay, if you are a Catholic and I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, then we will be unequally yoked and I can't marry you. You understand? And even if they do, right, the fundamental characteristic of those persons and the way they live in the society still cause the marriage and stuff to crash. And that is a fact. Okay. Now, nowadays, as we know, as time goes on, things changes. Our people passed through slavery. We are changed in many different ways. We are changed. So people became different. We have different blood flow in our veins, so we become different in many ways. Then we had different doctrines being rammed down our throat, so we became different people. Women are in a particular state of mind whereby a guy is supposed to woo them. So you go around trying to woo a woman to get her as your wife right now. In other words, you woo, you convince, you persuade, you do whatever you think it is necessary to do to get this woman, right? So you take her out to dinner, you buy a lot of gifts for her, you most of you even steal to satisfy this woman cravings or whatever you might call it, okay? So eventually you woo this woman, you are successful, you get her in your bed, because that usually be the objective with most relationships. You have to get her in bed, and when you get her in bed, you think this is your woman, right? So you get her in bed, you have sex with her, and she has sex with you. Sometimes she could be wooing you and you don't even know, but anyway, you all woo each other, you all get into bed, and what happens? In my book, that is witchcraft. Okay? You manipulate the woman or the woman manipulate you. You get into bed, you have sex, then you call that you have a relationship. Now, after you have sex, nobody is actually thinking about the well-being, the deep well-being of the other person. It's about sex, it's about eating food, it's about living together and going on with life. Okay? After a period of time, the spell you all cast on each other have a tendency to wear out, because that is not love, I should tell you. Okay, that is not love, and that is lust of the flesh. You see somebody, you get all intoxicated with them, that is lust of the flesh. So after a period of time, as the flesh is temporary, so this relationship will be temporary. So they get fed up with each other, and eventually that leads to, you know what? You all start resenting each other. You understand? You all having cold wars and stuff like that with each other, and then your relationship don't work. Now, it is better. I found myself in situations like that already. I'm telling you, when you don't know, you don't know, but when you know, you have to function based on what you know. But anyway, but it is best when you see somebody, yes, you are interested in that person, and that is not a crime. But you have to get to realize that you don't have sex as an objective in your relationship. Try not to do that. Break yourself away from that. Okay? When you have to look at a woman and you have to have this genuine love for her, the kind of love that you have for the Most High, you love the Most High, and you receive the love from the Most High so you could impart it to your fellow men. So you have this love for this person whereby you want to love them forever, and loving them forever means you would like to help them save their own soul, and they help you save their own soul. That is the help in a relationship. You have to love somebody like that. You understand? You try not to convince or persuade anybody to be in a relationship with you. If you see the person and you are interested in the person, yes, you could tell the person that. But you don't try to convince and try to work witchcraft on the person to be in a relationship with them. Okay? You see, love goes right or wrong. And if the person is interested, stay with the person. Be the person's friend. Continue loving the person. It doesn't matter. It might take 10, 15 years. You never know. But if you find yourself in a relationship with that person, that relationship could never end. Because in the first place, it was never about the physical. It was never about the gratification of the flesh. And you and that person will go spiritual. You and that person will go deep. You and this person will learn about our Elohim together. Because in that relationship, you all will put our Elohim first. If you all got kids, your kids will grow to love our Elohim. And that will continue the tradition of giving praise to the Most High and serving our Elohim. That is the best way to go. Don't find yourself in situations where you see a woman and you think she's a piece of meat and you want to possess this piece of meat forever. If you do that, you are putting yourself in danger. Because one day, you'll realize that you're not living the happy life that you actually want to live. It's better you live by yourself. It's better you live alone than to live with in such relationships. My people, go out there and have good relationships.